Hey guys, how's it going? This is BillyEatWorld back again with another DMR review. As you may or may not know, I'm a big fan of the DMRs in BF4 and I'll be reviewing all of the DMRs in the next few months. Today we're going to be having a look at the SCAR H SV, which has been my most requested weapon, so I thought it was probably about time that I gave it a look. Now, over the last few days, DICE has released a patch that has significantly buffed the DMRs in the damage and accuracy department, meaning that not only is it easier to hit your target now, but the DMRs are also now a 3-bullet kill at all ranges. Previous to this patch, I probably would have suggested that everyone leave the SCAR H well alone, because it was frustrating to use at the very least. The SCAR H assault rifle in the assault class fired quicker and killed in the same number of bullets, so there really wasn't any reason to use the SV. So the question is the SCAR H still frustrating to use now? Well, kind of. Sure, the patch has made it a lot better, but it's still not one of my favourite DMRs. I know a lot of guys have a fondness for this weapon, but as much as everyone recommends this gun to me, I just can't find a situation where it can be effective. When you look at the stats, it's pretty easy to see why. The SCAR H does have a few decent stats, specifically its super quick reload time of 2.3 seconds empty and 1.85 seconds with a bullet in the chamber. It's also one of the most accurate DMRs with an ADS spread of 0.05. Its biggest drawback though is that it has a very low muzzle velocity of 500 meters per second. This means that it's going to be a lot harder to hit moving targets at medium to long range, which is obviously a pretty big thing when you're talking about a designated marksman rifle. All of its other stats are pretty standard across the board. It has a magazine capacity of 21 and a rate of fire of 260 RPM. It actually has almost identical stats to the Mark 11 Mod 0, except that the Mark 11 has slightly more horizontal recoil and a muzzle velocity of 550 meters per second. As recoil isn't a huge issue with the DMRs because of their low rate of fire, basically this means that the Mark 11 Mod 0 is going to perform much better at long range than the SCAR H SV, which is where it's really intended to perform best. The SVD12 is also a better long range shooter as it has the same ADS spread, a very fast reload and a similar recoil pattern, while also having a faster muzzle velocity of 590 meters per second. Using the SCAR H SV at close to mid-range essentially negates its accuracy advantage and puts it into the same category as the M39 EMR and the ACE-53 SV, which are both much better at shorter ranges for a number of different reasons. Now, even though the differences between these weapons are very subtle, I found that I was consistently missing shots with the SCAR H that I wouldn't have missed with the Mark 11, the SVD or the M39. And the only thing that really sets these guns apart is the muzzle velocity. The slower muzzle velocity basically gives your target an extra little window of time to move out of the path of your shot. And even though this might not be a huge thing at short range, as soon as you get out to long range where your bullet travel time is considerably longer, even the smallest difference in muzzle velocity can make a huge difference to whether you hit a target or not. This all being said though, like I said earlier, it's got a significant buff since the last patch, and it's not completely unusable anymore. I was able to get up the top of the scoreboard a few times with this gun, but I wasn't really pulling off the 10+ kill streaks I'm able to get with the EMR. In terms of attachments for this gun, I'd suggest a pretty standard loadout which I use for nearly all DMRs post-patch. A one-time sight and a magnifier is more than enough magnification for this weapon. This gun really doesn't do higher power optics justice, and these scopes will just help you to lose gunfights at close range. I sometimes run a laser sight on some of the faster firing DMRs, but it's probably best to steer clear of one on this gun. The SCAR H SV is just not very accurate when firing from the hip, and it doesn't compensate for this with its rate of fire. Rather than relying on the SCAR for CQB, you'd probably be best off running with a good close range sidearm like the 93R. The angled or folding grip are both great grip choices and will help reduce first shot recoil. I previously would have recommended the stubby grip instead of this, but now that the DMR spread increase per shot has been buffed, it's not as necessary unless you're using the SKS or one of the faster firing DMRs. A flash hider is probably the best choice for barrel attachment on this rifle. All of the other barrel attachments are just going to nerf your ability to hit long range targets even more. The flash hider will help reduce muzzle flash, which may help you stay undetected on larger maps. So for all you guys out there using the SCAR H SV already, I hope this loadout helps you to make the weapon work a little bit better for you. But for all you guys that have yet to try this weapon, or if you're new to DMRs, I probably wouldn't get too excited about this one. The Mark 11 is a very solid DMR, so my advice would be, if you're looking for a long range shooter, stick with that one. Thanks to everyone who recommended this weapon though, it's been an interesting experience capturing the footage for this review. If you completely disagree with my thoughts on the SCAR H SV, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you've worked out something I'm missing, and if so, I'd love to hear from you. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, please like, comment and subscribe. Please also check out my other Battlefield 4 videos. There's a link to them in a playlist in the description below. If you've got any suggestions for weapons you'd like me to take a look at in future videos, please feel free to let me know in the comment section as well, and I'll see what I can do. So until next time guys, have a good one.